Okay, Professor Taylor, this is my roommate. I'm gonna have her pretend to be a character. I really wanted you to see the full body language, so that's why I'm not using a classmate. So, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Abby Vincent.
All right. Hello, Abby. Thank you for coming in to my office today. It's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. I'm going to be writing a couple notes, so if you see me looking up and down, that would be why. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
All right. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit about myself. I am the social worker for this school. I try to see every student a couple of times a semester, but with the way class schedules and our stress can work out, sometimes it's a little bit less often. But if a student ever does reach out to me, I go ahead and see them as often as they need. And if I can't see them as often as I need, we can reach out into the community or look for some other options. So we are going to talk a little bit about confidentiality just to get started. Anything you say to me will stay with me, with 3 exceptions. The first one being if you are planning on hurting yourself, I'm going to have to report that. If you have intent to hurt others, I'm going to have to report that. And since you are a minor, if somebody is hurting you or feels some type of neglect or abuse in the family or with somebody else, I am going to have to report that as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any questions about that?
I don't think so, no.
All right. So I'm going to have you sign right there, just saying that you understand your confidentiality. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. We're also going to talk about a termination report or just termination in general. You are not required to be here. Anytime you want to leave, you are free to go. The only time I would ever terminate with you is if we feel that I'm not a good fit and we can find somebody who's more compatible with you, maybe more understanding or empathetic of your situation so you can empathize. But yeah, that's all about. We don't really do too much termination in schools. That's usually for more outreach. So if you have a different person to help you, a different professional, that would more be applicable there. So we are going to start off by talking about the referral. Who sent you here? What purpose they have? What goal? I did hear that Mr. Baldwin sent you here for having some increased absences in his class, and he would like to see you show up more often. How does that make you feel?
I definitely understand where he's coming from as academic superior, but it's a little difficult for me because it's not easy for teachers to understand why I don't go to school. They don't understand mental health issues nowadays, I feel like.
Okay. I definitely feel you with that. Teachers often focus more on the academic side. So I definitely get you. Today we're going to talk for about 7 minutes, and then I'm going to send you to class or back to class. Just because we are having some attendance issues, so it's important that we do get you in there while you are present. Regardless of how this meeting goes, I would like to meet with you again next week if you would be open to that.
Yes.
Okay, sounds great. So you talked a little bit about your mental health issues. Go ahead and just jump into that wherever you feel appropriate.
Okay. My parents are currently separated, so I have been struggling with that for a little bit. I've been known to have some anger issues, which I've been working on independently with my mom outside of school. And I am currently on a prescription low dosage of antidepressants.
Okay. Do you know what prescription it is?
It is Zoloft.
Okay, I see. Well, thank you for telling me all that. I think I very much appreciate you being so open and honest. It can be really difficult to open up about stuff like that. I would like to talk a little bit about your family. You mentioned your mom and working on your anger issues with that. Is there anybody else in the home?
Currently, yes. I live in a townhouse with my mom and my twin sister.
Oh, okay. And how long have you lived in that townhome with your mom and your sister?
About a year now.
Okay, about a year. And what's your relationship with your sister like?
Very close, I would say. Yeah, we like a lot of the same things.
Oh, you like a lot of the same things. What are some of those things you have in common?
Oh, we're both really passionate about writing. We both like gardening a lot, also, but that's more like a summertime activity. And then we also have a lot of our classes in common, so we like study together and things like that.
Oh, that's amazing that you guys study together. It's very hard to find a student that is willing to put in the extra effort, so that is very good for you. And what would the relationship with your mom look like?
Also very close. She's kind of been my rock since I have grown up, so she's one of my favorite people, I'd say.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so glad that you guys have a good relationship. We are going to go ahead and wrap up a little bit just because I am very interested in talking more about this with you, but I would like to also work on some goal setting for our meeting next week, and I'd also like to get into more of this next week. But to sum up our conversation today, it seems like you have a very good head on your shoulders. It seems like you're very good about turning in assignments and studying for classes, even when you miss those classes. Mr. Baldwin also told me that you do get the notes from him and do talk to him when you do miss class, so that's very good. So it seems like you have a lot of strengths and a lot of good things going for you. I would like to think about one short-term goal for next week. Um, I would like you to come up with it, so if you want to go ahead and think about that for a second.
I would say I have been more on track for getting things under control again, so I would want to complete a week of consistently going to classes and not missing a class within that week.
Okay. I think that is a fantastic goal. Just to clarify, so we're on the same page, your goal is to not miss any classes, go to every single class, Monday through Friday, and then by doing that, we will decrease the amount of absences.
Yes.
I got that right?
Yes.
All right. Sounds fantastic. And I will see you next week.
All right. See ya.